In 1990, the richest 1% of Americans owned 17% of the country's wealth. Today, they own 26%. Since 1990, the middle 60% of Americans watched their share of total wealth fall from 37% to just 26%. That is not a small dip. That is 11 percentage points of wealth quietly moving upward while nobody sounded the alarm. The top 20% of earners now control 71% of all wealth in the country, up from 61% 3 decades ago. Here is the part that stings. Adjusted for inequality, the typical worker lost almost $18,000 of income growth since 2007. So where did the money go? It did not disappear. It moved into assets, stocks, real estate, private businesses most families never own a slice of. The stock market has delivered incredible gains for decades. But if you do not own stock, that growth simply passes you by. Roughly the wealthiest 10% of Americans own nearly 90% of all stock market wealth. Everyone else splits the leftover. Here is the trap. Wages grow slowly with inflation. Assets grow exponentially with compounding. Over 30 years, that gap becomes a cane. Every year you delay owning any asset, even a small one, is a year the gap widens a little further against you. The wealthy are not necessarily working harder. Their money works for them around the clock while yours sits still in a checking account. This is not about blame. It is about understanding the real rules of the game before you decide how to play it. Families who break this cycle share one habit. They redirect income into ownership, index funds, property, or a business before lifestyle catches up. Even $50 a week invested consistently for 20 years can turn into a real ownership stake most people never built. The wealth gap will not close on its own. Waiting for the system to fix itself has never worked for anyone in history. One move that shifts your side of this graph is simple. Start owning assets, even in tiny pieces, starting this month. Because in 30 years, the story is not written by how much you earned, it is written by what you actually own. That is the real wealth gap. Understand it, and you can start closing your own. Follow Black Collar Wall Street for more.